Shalom, everybody. What up? Let me see if I can fix this. How do I fix this? Hi. Oh, shit. I get trying to fix a thumbnail. Anyway, just talking about damn thumbnails. Shalom, everybody. What up? What up? How y'all doing? Welcome back to the next episode of Reading with Shiloh. What's up? I'm Shiloh, man. I'm out here. What's the business? What's the deal, yo? How you feeling, though? Welcome back. This is part 13 of Reading with Shiloh, man. We better roll. Ready to roll through the sea of pages that's been laid to us by Mr. Garrigus and Mr. Dubois. The revolution in the slave revolution in the Caribbean in 1789 to 1804. Oh, man, I'm out here. Ready to do some shit. Ready to roll. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing, man? I hope y'all good. When y'all come in, like, comment, subscribe. Tell your people Shiloh out here reading shit and doing shit. I'm out here handling business, succeeding. Doing my best to succeed. Man, I hope y'all succeed. You have all that you need to succeed, man. If you could think, if you could hear, you could see, you could smell, you could talk, you could walk, you could feel. Oh, you have everything you need to succeed. Yeah, it don't matter how you feel, man. You feel bad, you can succeed. You feel good, you can succeed too, as long as you're feeling something. You have all that you need to succeed, man. To succeed. Whatever it is you do, succeed. Succeed at little. Succeed at the little things, and over time you succeed at the big things. You know, keep building yourself up. If you're a procrastinator, then continue to succeed at the little things. Work hard, baby. We out here. Be consistent. Consistency is key. It can help you in many directions, many avenues of your life. But we're here today to see what treasures await us in what is this? Part 13? Part 13 of the Reading with Shiloh. Part 13 of this book. Part 13, man. We'll keep pushing. We're going to keep on pushing. We're on page 119. We got to get to page, like, I think it's 90-something. 196. 196. But, hey, we're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing a little bit at a time. A little bit at a time. We're going to roll a little bit at a time. Through rough seas, through high winds, you know, through mess ups. We're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep rolling. Stop playing blackjack. Maybe blackjack ain't for you, but you can come on and see. Come on in here. Come on in here after losing your blackjack and listen to the revolution, baby. We're gonna read about the slave revolution. Maybe you can learn something to tell your wife about the slave revolution. But man, we're gonna do my part. I'm gonna do my part, man. Keep pushing. That's what you do. Keep pushing and succeed. We gotta succeed, baby. That's what we gotta do. Jamming the bin. So, but the routine, man, we got a routine here that we're trying to build. We're trying to be consistent with. You know, say it can take anywhere from damn 30 days to 200 and something days to build a habit. And that's what we're trying to do, build better habits, man, become better people, make changes in our lives, you know, because it's possible. You can do it. You can do it. And part of the routine that we're trying to build and part of the habit we're trying to build is to work our body, work our mind, work our body. At least that's what I'm trying to do. I don't know what you're trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. So we're going to keep pushing. Let's do 25 things is what I ask. 25 things. You do 25 things. I'm going to do 25 things. Get off your ass. 25 anything. 25 somethings. Just don't cheat yourself. Do 25 things as a start. You know. Whatever it is, 25 of them suckers, man. Do something. Anything to help you move your body, get the blood circulating, get your muscles pumping, get your heart pumping. Do something, man. Hey, anything, whatever it is for you. You know your body, you know what you are. If you're too fat to get off your ass, hey, pick your arm up until you can get off your ass. And then once you get off your ass, just start picking your legs up. You know, do something. Anything. Start off small weight. If you're too weak for big weight, start off with a small weight. If the small weight too big, too small for you, get big weight. Do what you got to do. Do something. Do something. 25 somethings, man. 25 somethings. Let's go. Let's go. We got reading to do. We got some reading to do. We got places to go. See what treasures we can find in the sea of pages. Let's go. 25 things, man. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, hurry up, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25, 21, 25 things, 22, 23, 24, 25. Do 25 things, man. That's all you got to do. Start somewhere. Start somewhere. Do something. Start somewhere and do something, man. 25 ain't shit. 25 shouldn't be nothing. You should, you should be able to do 25 things. Whatever it may be. Start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Now let's get it. I'll come back and fix a thumbnail after the reading. Appreciate everybody who liked the live so far. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Shalom, shalom, shalom once again. So we are on section 23 of the book. Section 23 of the book. And there's a lot going on here. A lot going on in here. A lot of back and forth with France. A lot of insurrections, revolts, killing, robbing, back and forth. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of decrees being made here and there. A lot of in-house battling, even within the French as well as within the Haitian or Saint Domingo at the time. A lot of infighting with the so-called whites, the mulattoes, and the so-called blacks that were there. Whether you were a free man or somebody a slave brought from another country, it's a lot of things going on. But I know the slaves that were brought from Africa, as they say, wasn't having it. They wasn't having that shit. Many of them slaves brought from Africa, they said, came from warring lands. They had been experienced over time in many battles in Africa, and they brought that knowledge to the Haiti, or what turned out to be Haiti. Haiti itself, the name Haiti, they said, was the name of the place that the original people who were there called that land. So once they started all the insurrections and the decrees and all that, they changed the name back to what it originally was, as, to go ahead and give credence to the people who were there before. So big things popping. There was revolts in not only Haiti, but Saint Martinique, as well as Guadeloupe, which also Jamaica as well. And all that stuff transferred and followed its way up to New Orleans, where the port was, where Haitians were being brought in and slaves were being brought in as well from the different islands. So, and they tried to put a stop to that shit. They tried to put a stop to it because they didn't want the slaves in Louisiana to start getting in an uproar, and then it was going to spread like wildfire the same way it spread in Haiti and in, St. Martinique and all these different places. So, and America was not having that. America was not having that. So they cut that shit short. They shut it down. No information coming out of Haiti. So it's been a lot of different petitions. There's been a lot of different assemblies and people going back and forth trying to fight, whether it be abolitionists or, like I said, free men of color or mulattoes, so on and so forth. So here we are at the petition of Laurent Jolicoeur. Laurent Jolicoeur in 1793, and this is part 13. So let's see what we're going to read. Let's see what we're going to learn and grow from. Is there anything that we can learn and grow from in this? Is there any treasures that await us, man? Only you know. Take what you can take from it, man. Make the adjustments in your life if you need to. Let's go. This is the Slave Revolution, Part 13. We're in Part 13. Part 13 of the reading, Slave Revolution in the Caribbean, 1789 to 1804 by Mr. Dubois and Mr. Garrigus. Laurent Jolicoeur, petition, 1793. In the midst of the ongoing slave uprising in Saint Dominique, a man named Laurent Jolicoeur wrote to officials in the town of Saint Marc, requesting freedom for a woman, Zaire, that he owned as a slave. Zaire, that sounds like that damn, ain't that, what's that boy, Dwayne Wade's son? That he owned as a slave. The Code Noir, or the Black Code, gave masters the right to free their own slaves, but for several decades before the Revolution, the colonial administration required them to pay liberty taxes for each slave they manumitted, and manumitted means set free. Now, Jolicoeur may have written this petition hoping to avoid the tax, as well as to get an official document securing Zaire's free status. And the petition, which expresses a powerful vision of racial loyalty and sexual morality, provides a glimpse of the changing ideology and social landscape of Saint Dominique during this period. Citizen Laurent Jolicoeur, a merchant in Saint Marc, and a leading personality in that town, previously described as a citizen of color, although he is as black as the white is white, is honored to inform you that he owns a negress named Zaire of the Obo nation. I mean the Igbo, a Jew, the Israelites from the Igbo tribe. Let me mark that down. The Igbo. From the Igbo nation. About 40 years old, who has rendered him great service since he has owned her. Now, Zaire is not an ordinary individual, and if she were not enslaved, she would rival any female citizen in terms of her elevation of her sentiments. Therefore, her situation makes her suffer constantly, and several times the petitioner has said to her, "Oh, dear Zaire, you are crying," words from a tragedy that he has seen more than once. And yes, citizens, Zaire is grief-stricken, especially since the revolution began, and the petitioner requests your benevolence, or rather, your justice, to help her escape a bondage that he has relaxed as much as he can. She is the mother of 3 children who have her color, which proves her wisdom and even her virtue. What female citizen could claim, like her, to have experienced only the caresses of those who resemble him? Zaire is therefore a model of virtue, and if she reaches her goal, she will be able to claim to be the foremost of all female citizens. Zaire's beautiful soul would not be satisfied if she had to enjoy the new existence she desires alone, and she also requested for her children. It is therefore up to you, citizens, to bring happiness to 4 people, in granting to Zaire and to Jean-Laurent, to Jean-Paul, and Jean-Marie, her sons, a state worthy of society. They're trying to get all them people free. Set us free. 24, section 24. Léger Félicité Sonthonax, Decree of General Liberty, in August 29th of 1793. 2 members of a team of commissioners sent to Saint Dominique to enforce the law of April 4th, Léger Sonthonax and Etienne Poverel, worked closely with the free men of color who were newly made citizens, promoting them in the armies that were fighting the slave rebels and their Spanish allies. And in May of 1793, angry white colonists in Cape Francois, rallied around the new governor, Thomas Francois Galbard. who was sympathetic to their complaints. And when the commissioner placed Galbard under house arrest, his supporters revolted. And to regain control of the city, Sonthonax offered freedom to the rebel slave bands camped outside the city in exchange for a military alliance. And he prevailed over Galbard's forces. He departed the governor, many of whose supporters fled to the United States. And in the other region, and that's what I was talking about before, many of whose supporters fled to the United States. And this is probably where a lot of the insurrections and talk of insurrection came from, something like this, situations like this. He deported the governor and many of whose supporters fled to the United States. I wonder where they deported him to. In the other regions of St. Dominic, counter-revolutionaries invited the British invasion from Jamaica, putting yet more pressure on Sonthonax and Poverel to extend their emancipation decrees to the rest of the colony, culminating in a decree of general liberty on August 29th. And by declaring emancipation in a rapid way they did, Sonthonax and Poverel had taken an extremely radical step. Most anti-slavery writers and activists in Europe agreed that an enslaved population should be introduced to freedom only gradually. A rapid transition to liberty, they predicted, would make it difficult to civilize the former slaves. They were also concerned that the plantation economy would collapse if freedom arrived too suddenly. Yeah, you want that good sugar crack, huh? Although he did not provide for the transition period from slavery to freedom, Sonthonax did integrate such concerns into his decree. Sonthonax did integrate such concerns into his decree. Men are born and remain free and equal in rights. Citizens, this is Francis' gospel. And it's high time that it be proclaimed in all areas of the Republic. Sent by the nation to St. Dominic as civil commissioners, our mission was to enforce the law of April 4th, to see it applied in all its force and gradually, smoothly, without rupture, to prepare the general emancipation of the slaves. Upon our arrival, we found a horrible division among the whites who, separated by interest and opinion, agreed only on a single point, to maintain the slavery of the Negroes forever and therefore forever. Forever? They was unanimous. We don't care about nothing else. Just keep them niggas forever. They agreed only on a single point, to maintain the slavery of the Negroes forever. And therefore to profit any system of liberty to prohibit any system of liberty or even improvement of their fate. Let me mark all that. You don't really, as that Michael Jackson, they don't really care about all us. You know, a lot of people like to talk and say, well, it's 2025, and that was 1793. But the sentiments haven't changed. The sentiments really have not changed, for real. You still have abolitionists amongst the people. You still have revolutionaries amongst the people, but you still have people who feel this way. In order to in order to foul the malicious persons and to reassure everyone, since they are all feared any sudden action, we declared that we believed slavery was necessary for agriculture. What we said was true. Citizens, at that time, slavery was as essential to the continuation of work as it was to keeping the colonists faithful to France. A group of ferocious tyrants still ruled Saint Dominic, and men who publicly preached that one's skin color should be a sign of power or condemnation. These were men like those who condemned the unfortunate Oge or the characters and members of those notorious military tribunals who filled the towns with gallows and torture racks in order to sacrifice Africans and men of color to their own foul pretensions. The colony was still full of these bloodthirsty men, and if by some great foolhardiness we had then broken the chains that bond slaves to their masters, undoubtedly their first reaction would have been to throw themselves upon their persecutors, and in their justifiable rage they must easily have confounded innocent with guilty people. And at the time, we did not have the legal authority to decide the status of the Africans. We would have been disloyal and in violation of the law had we done so. And today the situation is quite different. The slave traders and cannibals are gone, and some of them have died, victims of their impotent rage, while others have sought safety by fleeing to foreign countries. And those whites who remain believe in France's laws and values. Now, the men of April 4th make up the majority of the remaining population, and these are men to whom you owe your freedom. The first to show you that it is to have the courage to fight for natural and human rights. And these men were so proud of their independence that they chose to lose their property rather than suffer the shame of putting on their old shackles. And never forget, citizens, that they gave you the weapons that conquered your liberty. Never forget that you fought for the French Republic, that of all the whites in the universe, the only ones that are your friends are the Frenchmen of Europe. Ain't that something? They trying to sell it, boy. They trying to sell it. Look, we not like them. Us French not like all the other ones. We like y'all. We like y'all. I like my Negrees. What are you doing up? Shalom. All praises to the Most High. I know what you're doing up, man. You're supposed to be asleep, man. You're supposed to be asleep. All praises to the Most High, though. I'm glad I get to see you. I'm glad I get to be your father another day. Another day. How you feeling?
Good.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Why you up? Why are you up?
I just woke up.
You want to use the bathroom already?
What you say?
You want to use the bathroom already?
Yes, sir. I want to go pee and then gonna get you a hug.
Okay. You gonna get back in the bed?
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll go get you. My handsome son, my awesome son, my stupendous son, my amazing son. Go get yourself back in the bed, son. You don't have to be up right now. But, excuse me.
I'm over you.
Thank you, son. Thank you. But I'm glad to see you up. It's good to see you smiling in the big old eyes. I'm going to keep reading. I thought I heard the pitter patter of some funky foots. Man. The French Republic wants all men to be free and equal with no color distinctions. Kings can only be content when they are surrounded by slaves, and they are the ones who sold you to the whites on the African coast. They are the tyrants in Europe who want this vile trade to continue, and the Republic adopts you among its children. These kings wanted only to load you down with chains or eliminate you. The representatives of this very republic were the ones who rescued you by uniting the hands of the civil commissioners and giving them authority to make provisional changes in the slave regime. And this regime is going to be changed, and a new order of things will be born, and the old slavery will disappear. Yet do not think that the liberty that you will enjoy means laziness and inactivity. And in France, everyone is free and everyone works. In St. Dominic, under these same laws, you will follow the same model. And after returning to your old work crews or your former owners, you will be paid for your work. You will no longer suffer the humiliating punishments previously inflicted upon you. You will no longer be property as before. You will be your own master and live contented. Since you have chosen to become citizens of the French nation, you must also be the zealous defender of its laws. And you will undoubtedly defend the interests of the Republic against kings, more out of the gratitude for the benefits she has heaped upon you than I guess they talk about France. More out of the gratitude for the benefits she has heaped upon you than to preserve your own independence. And liberty has brought you from nothingness into existence. Bitch, I wasn't nothing. I was something. Show that you are worthy of her, and renounce laziness forever, as if it were a crime. Have the courage to want to be a people, and soon you will be equal to the nations of Europe. Your detractors and your tyrants maintain that an African who is set free will never work again. Prove them wrong. Work twice as hard to win the prize that awaits you. And what prize is that, Dusty Foot? What prize is that? What prize awaits us? Servitude? Is that the prize that the French wants us to fight for at this time? Servitude? Let your activity prove to France that by including you on her side, she has truly increased her capacities and resources. And you, citizens misled by the vile royalists, you who took up the flags and uniforms of the cowardly Spanish to fight blindly against your own interests, against the freedom of your women and children, open your eyes at last to the innumerous advantages that the Republic offers you. The kings promise you liberty, but do you see them giving this to their subjects? Do the Spanish free their own slaves? No, surely not. To the contrary, they are likely to weigh you down with chains as soon as they no longer need your services. And aren't they the ones who turned Ogay over to these killers? What misfortune you suffer. If France returned to its kings, the royalists, the Amigris, let's see what that is. The Amigris. The Amigris. Emigres. But it got them little lines on the top. Let's see what it means. Emigres. Amigris. Amigris definition, world history. Amigris definition, French. Let's see, French Revolution definition. The Amigris. In the context of the French Revolution, an amigris refers to a person primarily from the aristocracy who fled France during the revolutionary period, often due to fear of the new government and its radical policies, and sought refuge in other countries, usually plotting to restore the old regime, and essentially a French political exile who left the country during the revolution. An amigris, how do you pronounce it? How do you pronounce it? Amigris pronunciation. Oh, shit. Emigris, 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 emigris.
Emigres.
I wonder if that's where they get immigrant from. I wonder if that's part of the
Emigres.
I wonder if that's part of that what they call it, the etymology of the word of immigrant. The emigres. Let me see if it's a French pronunciation. Emigres pronunciation. Yeah, French pronunciation. Let's see what it's talking about. Imigi. The imigis. The imigis. Let's go plural. Imigi. 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 The royalists, the imigis, would turn on you, and they flatter you today, but they would be the first to torture you. Given this situation, the civil commissioners, reflecting on the petition signed by individuals assembled in a meeting, exercising the powers given him by Article 3 of the law passed by the National Convention last March 5th, and orders the following to be carried out in the northern provinces of St. Dominic. The first article, the Declaration of the Rights of Man and Citizen, will be printed, published, and displayed everywhere it is needed. 2, all the Negrees. Let's see if that what the pronunciation of that is in French. The Negri. The Negri. I think that's how you pronounce it, the Negri. But it has the Negri. The Negri. Negre. Negri. Well, they don't want to give it to me straight out. The Negri. Let's put French. The Negri, French pronounce. There we go. Oh, they slick. The negs. Let's see what the woman. The negress. The negress. The negress and the nig. The negress and the nig. The nig. Negli. The nig. All the nigs and mixed blood, or I'm going to say that negli. All the negli, or the nigs, and mixed blood people currently in slavery are declared free to enjoy all the rights of French citizens. They are nevertheless subject to the regime described in the following articles. Number 5, servants of either sex can be hired by their masters and mistresses only for 3 months, and this for a salary that they will fix according to the wishes of each. 6, former house slaves working for persons who are older than 60 or sick, or for nursing infants less than 10 years old, are not free to leave them. Ain't that a... Their salary is set at 1 Portuguese, 8 gourds per month for wet nurses, and 6 Portuguese for the other, for men and women alike. I wonder how much is that? What is a Portuguese? Portuguese. Port. I ain't asked y'all that. Tell me the fucking thing. It says, oh, no wonder. No wonder. Portugaise. Let's see what it is. Portuguese is a feminine form of Portuguese word Portuguese. I know I'm mispronouncing this. This would be a good one for Fatty, since he's from Portugal. It can refer to a Portuguese woman or a resident of Portugal. Português, or Portuguese. Portuguese. Portuguese money. Let's see, money. It won't take too long. Let's go. Number 9, the Negroes currently working on the plantation of their former masters are required to remain there, and they will work in agriculture. 10, the enlisted fighters who are serving in the army units or in the forts will be allowed to establish themselves on plantations for agricultural work by first obtaining a furlough from their leader or an order from us to be delivered if they find a willing man to replace them. 11, the former field hands will be obliged to work for a year, during which time they can change plantations only by permission of the justice of the peace. The profits of each plantation will be divided into 3 equal portions after taxes are deducted from the whole amount, and 1/3 will remain with the owner of the land. He will have access to another 1/3 to cover the cost of planting, and the remaining 1/3 will be divided between the field workers in a manner to be set. In addition, the field workers will have their own provision grounds. They will be divided equally between each family, according to the quality of the land and the amount needed. 27, punishment. Punishment by whip is absolutely forbidden. For violations of discipline, it will be replaced by the stocks for 1, 2, or 3 days, according to the severity of the case. And the most severe punishments will be fines up to the complete loss of salary. 28. For civil crimes, the former slaves will be judged like other French citizens. 29. Field hands cannot be forced to work on Sunday. 31. Women who are 7 months pregnant will not work or will only return to the fields 2 months after their deliveries. Is that where they get some of this? What do they call it? What do they call it when a woman take off of work to have a baby? I can't think. Something time, not prenatal. Who knows? If you know it, because I can't think about it right now, put it in the chat. Whatever the time the woman takes off for the baby. What is it called? What is it called? Damn, I can't think. What is the time a woman takes off to have a baby from work? What is it called? What is it called? Maternity leave. Maternity leave. 32. Field hands can change plantations for health reasons or for any incompatible personality at the request of the crew in which they work. These affairs will be subject to the decision of the justice of the peace and his counselor. It sounds like some jail shit. It sounds like you move in cell blocks. Like you'll have the ability to move cell blocks, but you got to go to the office first to tell them that you don't like cell block D and you want to move to F. 33. On the 15th day after the publication of this proclamation, all men who do not own property and are neither in the military nor working in agriculture, nor employed in someone's home within the time limits set above, or are found to be vagrants, will be arrested and put in prison. 34. Women who do not have an obvious source of income, who are not working in agriculture or employed in someone's home within the time limits set above, or are found to be vagrants, will be arrested and put in prison. I thought I was free. If I'm free, that means I'm free to do what the fuck I want. If I want to be a vagrant, damn it, I'll be a vagrant because I'm free. Free to be vagrant. Oh, man. 35. The men and women imprisoned in these cases for the first time will be held for a month. The second time, they will be held for 3 months. And the third time, they will be sentenced to a public work detail for 1 year. Sound like community service. 36. Persons working in agriculture and household workers will not leave their employment for any reason without permission of the city or town government where they live. What? 38. The Code Noir is provisionally repealed. Section 25. Section 25. Insurgent responses to emancipation. Yeah, we'll see how fast I can get here. We'll probably stop at section 26. That's what I'm gonna shoot for. I'm gonna shoot for to stop at section 26, which is about 2 more pages. 2 more pages front and back. Matter of fact, damn. Matter of fact, I might keep going because we only have another section before we get to part 4 of the book, and I damn completely skipped part 3. I didn't know where I missed part 3. We're gonna probably keep going. We're gonna probably keep going until we get to part 4 of the book, which is defining emancipation. We'll keep going. Let me see. Part 2, the documents. We're still in part 2. This is just a subsection. This is a subsection of part 2 of the documents, which is, we're in subsection part 3. And I'll stop at subsection part 4. I'll stop there. 25. Insurgent responses to emancipation. 1793. After Sonthenac's decreed general liberty in August 1793, some insurgents joined the French side. But many, including such leading generals as Jean-Francois and Georges Biassou, as well as Toussaint Louverture, decided to continue fighting with the Spanish. And in this letter, Bramante Lazari, one of the rebel leaders who had joined the French side, pleaded with Louverture to abandon the Spanish king and join the Republic. It is not clear whether Lazari was a slave or had, like Louverture, been freed before 1793. And although the invocation of Ogay's killing suggests that he may have been a free man of color, like many contemporary French writers, Lazari equated royal tyranny with slavery. And in St. Dominic, this equation was much more than a convenient form of symbolism. The French Republic, in Lazari's opinion, represented liberty for all, while the royal government Louverture was fighting for would ultimately defend the brutal system of chattel slavery. Louverture. Bramante Lazari, commander-in-chief of the forces of the Tannery, made up of brave French citizens of all colors without distinction. To citizen Toussaint Louverture, supposed general of the armies of his most Catholic Majesty today, yesterday, supposed general of the king, the chief disturber of the order of and the tranquility of our brothers, citizen, the revengeful God whose name you profane will, you say, exterminate me. But it is you who should tremble, my brother. It is against you he will act then for plunging our other brothers who see only happiness into error. The cause of my co-citizens and myself is the same. It is that willed by 25 million Europeans who have annihilated tyranny and persecution, and without the error that Spanish barbarism and slavery has thrown you into, St. Dominic would already be peaceful and would enjoy the same happiness. I'll get the fuck out of here. The proof of this proclamation of our good father Santhanax, the civil commissioner and the representative of the will of France in its entirety, which I sent you yesterday. There are no more slaves in St. Dominic. All men of all colors are free and equal in their rights, and believe that this is the greatest of gifts. What have you received from the time of kings for centuries of your work and your natural virtues? Shame and disdain? You have lived, I say, under the cane of fire and cruelty. Is it possible that today you are not grateful for the good the motherland has done for us? Some of these people need to be, I feel like on the Chappelle show when they went back in time, the haters, when the haters went back in time, the haters need to go back in time to the French and slap them. What did the five fingers say to the face? Bam! Get back. Oh, man. I swear that you will have the answer for this. That you will be the victim of your crazy pretensions. And remember, above all, that all good Frenchmen shudder at the word king, who you must know were never happy unless they were surrounded by slaves, and that since the 21st of January, our motherland no longer has one and enjoys perfect happiness. We are her children and of the same opinion, and will all die rather than recognize tyrants and their ferocious imitators. We all have as our motto to live free or die, and we'll prove it to you when you give us a chance. From me to you, my brother Toussaint, I have nothing to be ashamed of. I explained to you in friendship the indignation I felt at your old regime attitudes, because all my brothers and I shudder at the memory of our tyrants. You know as I do how much we suffered, And you know the disgraceful way the Spanish villains treated our brave brother Ogué, who they handed over to supporters of the former king so they could sacrifice him on the wheel. And they succeeded in their treacherous project. And all of France, composed, as I said, of 25 million of our brothers, cried out for vengeance. They wanted happiness for all of us. How can you still resist such generous sentiments? No, I can't believe it. You will open your eyes and come back to your best friends who seek nothing but our common happiness. And at the same time, Lazari issued a general call. Lazari issued a general call to local insurgents to join the French. In it, he celebrated Republican emancipation by describing the flag flown in his insurgent camp, a tricolored flag superimposed with figures of a white, a mulatto, and a black man. Bramante Lazaro, commander of the camps of the Tannery and Lacombe. August 30, 1793, year 2 of the Republic. To my brothers and friends in the Republic in the Northern Province, can there be any greater happiness for us than to see ourselves all united together and enjoying a good and sweet natural liberty that France has given us? At last, my friends, general liberty has been proclaimed on the island. It has given us our well-being and made us all children of the law. It is to them, the civil commissioners, to whom France gave its power. It is to them, my brothers, that we owe our legitimate happiness. It is to them, and only to them, that France has confided it to grant it to us. And as soon as you receive my letter, you must gather together and present yourselves to the representatives of the nation, and swear to be loyal to the nation and to die for the safety of our country, to march under the national flag, which is a sign of our union, which finally announces the reunion of 3 colors. Our flag makes it clear that our liberty depends on these 3 colors, white, mulatto, and black. And we are fighting for our 3 colors. The nobility and the Spaniards want us to have only the white in order to bring us back to the old order. But no, we are French. We are fighting for our freedom. We want to live free or die. That is the motto of the good French Republicans. We fought for something that now has been legitimately granted to us. So let us unite as your brother from Limbe and Montrouge. So let us unite as your brothers from Limbe and Montrouge have, to form a single and same family, to march against those who wish to attack our liberty. Spain has joined a conflict that it made you think it would support. But remember, my brothers, that they will not do so for as long as they tell you. They will bite their thumbs like the aristocrats of La Cape, who have gone to their side. And France is more powerful than you think, and has already made itself respected by several crowns. And Spain will be pinched in its turn. The France will also punish those who it has offered happiness, but who pretend they do not know the law. Such appeals, however, left many insurgents fighting on the Spanish side unmoved, and indeed one rebel who had joined Sonthonax in Poverel, the Congo-born Makaya, deserted them soon afterwards. Sent as an emissary to Jean-Francois and Biassou by the commissioners, he instead stayed with his former comrades, and in response to one entreaty to come to the service of the Republic, Makaya, who seems to have been Catholic, like many of those brought to the Americans from the Congo region, where many communities had practiced Catholicism since the 16th century, responded by invoking a complex mix of allegiances. The response of Makaya: I am the subject of 3 kings, of the king of the Congo, master of all the blacks, of the king of France who represents my father, of the king of Spain who represents my mother. These 3 kings are the descendants of those who, led by a star, came to adore God made man. If I went over to the Republic, I might be forced to make war against my brothers, the subjects of these three kings to whom I have promised loyalty. Section 26. The National Convention, the Abolition of Slavery, February 4th, 1794. These will be the last 2 pages. These will be the last 2 pages. And then we'll be to that new section 4. A new part 4 of the subsection. The National Convention, the Abolition of Slavery, February 4th, 1794. In an atmosphere of military, economic, and social upheaval, the French Revolution entered in a period known as the Terror, characterized by radical measures like the intensified search for internal enemies and increasing use of public executions. Despite its much criticized violence, this period was also marked by an extraordinary optimism about what the French Republic could accomplish in the case of human rights, in the cause of human rights. It was in this context that 3 representatives from St. Dominic, elected in August of 1793 at an electoral assembly overseen by Sonthonax, arrived in Paris, a man of color, Jean-Baptiste Mills, an African-born former slave, Jean-Baptiste Belly, and a white man named Louis Dufay. They brought news of the emancipation decrees that Sonthonax and Poverel had issued in St. Dominic, and in so doing led the National Convention to abolish slavery throughout the French Empire. While some representatives were probably convinced that they had no choice but to ratify the fait accompli that was already in force in the colonies, others proclaimed to end slavery as an opportunity to spread the revolution's humanitarian benefits far beyond Europe. An unnamed deputy announces. Shalom, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your people I'm reading shit whenever you come in here. Citizens, your committee on decrees has verified the papers of the deputies St. Dominic has sent as its national representatives. It finds that they are in order, and I move that you admit them as members of the convention. The Cambulas. And since 1789, a great transformation remained incomplete. The nobilities of the sword and the church were eliminated, but an aristocracy of the skin still ruled. It has just breathed its last. An equality is established. A black man, a yellow man, and a white man will sit among you representing the free citizens of St. Dominic. And the deputies applauded. The yellow man. Hey, these days, see, back then the yellow man meant the mulatto. Back then the yellow man meant the mulatto. These days the yellow man mean the Asian. Danton. Yes, equality is established, but tyranny must stop. I move that the Colonial Committee report on the persecutions inflicted on black people in France since 1789. The convention approves the motion. Other business is heard then. The 3 deputies from St. Dominic enter the hall. Repeated waves of applause welcome them. Lacroix. Let me see how you pronounce it. Lacroix. 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 LaCroix is pronounced LaCroix, which rhymes with enjoy. The name comes from the city La Crosse, from a city of La Crosse, Wisconsin, where the drink was first produced. The La in LaCroix comes from the city of La Crosse. The Croix in LaCroix comes from the St. Croix River. No, it does not. How can it come from that when this is way before that? How did the French pronounce it? There we go. What does LaCroix mean in French? LaCroix or LaCroix is a French topographic surname meaning the cross. It often referred to a person living near a market or roadside cross, or carrying a cross in a religious pageant. Related names include Cross, Lacrosse, and Delacroix, or Delacroix. LaCroix represented the Eru et Lor. For a long time, this assembly wanted to include it in its ranks men of color who had been oppressed for so many years. And today we have two of them. I move that the president of the convention mark their introduction with a fraternal kiss, and this motion passed amid cheering. The three deputies from St. Dominic approached the president and received the fraternal kiss from him. That shit sound like some Mason shit. The fraternal order. Come get this fraternal kiss. The hall rang with new cheers, and the convention heard a series of other reports and adjourned at 4 o'clock the following day. One of the three deputies nearly arrived from St. Dominic presents a report summarizing the events that have occurred there and our policies and intrigues of England and Spain, who, attempting to strip this valuable colony from the Republic, found a way to foment the civil war there. But the courage of the Negres, or the Negre, but the courage of the Negres armed for the French cause foiled these treacherous projects, and in exchange for their services, they demanded liberty, which was granted to them. And the speaker beseeched the convention to ratify that promise and to allow the colonies to fully enjoy the benefits of liberty and equality. Levasseur, or of the South, I move that the convention, motivated not by a temporary enthusiasm, but by the principles of justice, faithful to the Declaration of the Rights of Man, rule that from this moment slavery is abolished in all the Republic's territories. St. Dominic is part of that territory, yet we have slaves in St. Dominic. I move that these men be free, with no color distinctions. LaCroix. In writing the Constitution of the French people, we did not consider the unfortunate men of color. Posterity will blame us greatly for this, but we must repair this wrong. Was it irrational for us to decree that no feudal dues be collected of the French Republic? You just heard one of our colleagues say that there are still slaves in our colonies. It is time that we rise to the height of the principle of liberty and equality. For though we say that there are no slaves in France, isn't it true that men of color are slaves in our colonies? Let us proclaim the liberty of the men of color. With this act of justice, you will give a great example to the men of color enslaved in the English and Spanish colonies. Like us, the men of color wanted to break their chains, and we have broken ours. We have refused to submit to the yoke of any master. Let us grant them the same benefit. Levasseur. If it was possible to show the convention the heartbreaking picture of slavery's evils, I would make it tremble at the aristocracy that some whites still practice in our colonies. LaCroix. President, don't allow the convention to dishonor itself by the longer discussion. The entire assembly stands in agreement. The president proclaims the abolition of slavery amid applause and thousands of repeated cries of "Long live the Republic! Long live the Republic! Long live the convention! Long live the mountain!" And the two deputies of color stand at the rostrum and they kiss each other. Shit, that sounds like some faggotry. Oh, I don't know if I can say that. My bad. Sounds like some humbug. Whew. LaCroix leads them to the president, who gives them the fraternal kiss. They are successively embraced by all the deputies. Camden, a female citizen of color who regularly attends the convention's meetings and who has taken part of in all the revolution phases, felt such great joy in seeing us grant liberty to all her brothers that she fainted dead away. Pooh! I move that this fact be included in the minutes, that this citizen be admitted to the session to receive at least this recognition of her civic virtue. And this motion passes. This citizen could be seen to the left of the president on the front bench of the auditorium, drying the tears that this moving scene had brought to her eyes. Unknown deputy. I move that the Naval Ministry have dispatched boats leave immediately to inform the colonies of the happy news of their freedom. Denton. Representatives of the French people, until now, our decrees of liberty have been selfish and only for ourselves. But today we proclaim it to the universe, and generations to come will glory in the decree. We are proclaiming universal liberty. Yesterday, when the convention's president kissed the deputies of color as brothers, I saw the moment in which the convention must decree the liberty of our brothers. The session was too poorly attended. The convention just did its duty. But after having granted the benefit of freedom, we must play a moderating role, so to speak. Let us ask the Colonial Committee and the Committee of Public Safety to devise ways to make the decree useful for humanity, but not dangerous to it. By not carrying our work far enough, we disgrace our reputation. We ignored the great principles developed by the virtuous Lacassus. We are working for future generations, and let us launch liberty into the colonies. And the English are dead today. And applause. We are hurling liberty into the new world. She will bring abundant fruits and establish deep roots there. And the vain pit, it has accomplices. Is it accomplices? Yes. And in vain pit and his accomplices will apply political pressure to try to repeal the effects of this good deed, and they will be dragged into the void. And France will regain the rank and influence that its energy, its soil, and its population merit. We ourselves will benefit from our generosity, but we will not extend it farther than prudence dictates. We will fail the tyrants just as we have crushed those treacherous men who wanted to push back the revolution. Let us not lose our momentum. Let us launch our frigates, confident of the blessings of the universe and posterity. And let us rule that these measures be referred to the attention of the committees. The convention approves this referral, and LaCroix makes a proposal that is adopted in these terms. The National Convention declares that slavery of the Negroes is abolished in all the colonies, and consequently, it decrees that all men living in the colonies without distinction of color are French citizens and enjoy all the rights guaranteed by the Constitution. And we're going to stop there. And that has been part 12 of Reading with Shiloh. Oh, man, it has been some treasures in that one for sure. It definitely was some things that made me question, made me say some things, some shit that triggered me. What? Made me say, what? In my mind. So we stopped at, we're going to pick back up at next time, which will probably be tomorrow. I'll try to keep on. I'll be up at 4, man. I'll be waking up. I'll just be being lazy. Being lazy. But we stopped there, and we're on part 4 of this, or section 4 of part 2 of the book. And section 4 is defining emancipation in 1794 through 1798. So it's going to define emancipation within them 4 years. Victor Hughes, part 27, Victor Hughes, Proclamation in 1794. I think I read pretty well. I had some hiccups here and there. I rode pretty well. I was stumbling here and there, but not much. It was good to go. I think I'm G to G. G to G over here. Green, good to go. We're good to go. Man, slave revolution. This has been part 12 of the slave revolution in the Caribbean, the sea of pages that have been laid before us by Mr. Dubois and Mr. Garrigus. And we have been rowing through it. We have been rowing through the sea of pages. And we made a big jump today. In my opinion. We're on 133. We're on page 133 is where we stopped. And we have to get to page 196. We're almost there. We're getting closer. Excuse me. We are getting closer. Moving right along. So, man, we worked our body. We worked our mind for sure. Now it's time to work our body one last time on the going out. Oh, man. Oh, where you trying to get me? So what you gonna do? 25 things. That's what I asked. I asked you to do 25 things. We did 25 things with the kettlebell. We're gonna do 25 more. Do 25 more things on the going out, man. It's the end. You have all that you need to succeed. So let's succeed, man. I hope you learned something. I hope you took something. I hope it's something that you could grasp and, maybe, some type of treasure, maybe that you could apply to your life. Something that might make you think about the revolution, the things that it took for the different decrees, the insurrections, the revolts to happen. You have to do that in your own mind. Sometimes you have to, take over your own mind. This is the area that you first have to take away from the kings of the French and the Spanish and the Europeans that have enslaved it. That's one of the first things. I'm not saying I got it all down, but hey, we got to do that. You have to rearrange your mind frame. You have to rearrange your thinking. You have to learn to see things for what they are and what they still are, what they were and what they still are. And part of that's why they say if you want to hide something from a ninja, put it in the book. So I'm trying to open it up. I spy it. Voila. Peekaboo. I'm in here. I'm out here. And they mad I'm out here reading shit. He mad about that. But yeah, let's do this, man. 25 things. 25 things. Let's get it. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Do 25 somethings. I don't know. 25 somethings. 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir. About to get paid. Oh, yeah. Ooh, that 50, boy. That 50 on it. Oh, that 50. Oh, man. We want to see. We're going to see about that 50, man. Before let me take this off, though. 25 things, man. Let's get it. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself. 25 things on the going out. That's what we're asking for. 25 things. Don't cheat yourself. Do something. Get off your lazy ass. Do something. 25 things. Do something, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, shit. 9. Woo, at 9. Keep going. Fuck them. Let's fight it. Let's fight it out. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, let's get it. 18, 19, bitch. 20, bitch. Get that shit. 21, go on. 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh. 25 of them things. 25 or something. Do something. Get off your ass. 25 somethings. Oh. Oh. 25 somethings. I hope you did something. I hope you did something. Ah. Yeah, that 50 was heavy. That 50 pound was heavy for that. Well, that's what it is, man. We have reached. We have reached the end. We have reached the end of this, man. I'm working on assassinating another one. I'm trying to assassinate another book. It's going to be book 26. Book 26 that I have assassinated since I started reading. I know I did more, but we'll take 26 since I started marking down. Let's see it like that. But we here. One day at a time, man. One day at a time. One session at a time. One book at a time. One part at a time. Here a little, there a little, till we find the treasures. Till we find the treasures that they try to hide from us. You thought you hid something, but you didn't. I found it. Out here, getting the booty on the sea of pages. I'm going to hit ship after ship, place after place, port after port on the sea of pages till we become the great pirates of the sea of pages. Keep pushing, man. Keep pushing to do better. You have all that you need to succeed. You have all that you need to succeed. So succeed. Get your ass up and succeed. And catch the next episode as we keep pushing through the book, as we keep pushing through the sea of pages. In the Slave Revolution in the Caribbean in 1789 to 1804 by Mr. Garrigus and Dubois. I appreciate everybody that came through, liked the video, commented, subscribed, all that stuff. If you haven't, do so. Like, comment, subscribe, tell your people, man. SHILO out here reading shit, man. We're trying to go to the channel. Hey, we almost at 1,000 subscribers, man. I appreciate everybody. Let's keep pushing. 1,000 subscribers and keep on growing, and going. And until next time, man, catch it on the back end. Catch it on the back end, rewind it. Catch it on the back end. Go, if you don't know, if it's your first time, go start from the jump. Go start from the jump and see if there's anything you might like about this book or any other books that I read. That we roll through, that we mine out, think about, ponder on, question what is in front of us. So on and so forth. But, man, till next time, shalom, everybody. Shalom. I'm out here, and I'm out. SHILO.